Welcome to Talk Fluent English, the place where English becomes real, natural, and useful. Hello and welcome, everyone. We're really happy you're here with us today. If you're listening right now, that already means you're doing something great for your English. And yes, before we start, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this podcast with anyone who wants to speak English more confidently in daily life. Trust us, your future English speaking self will thank you.
Absolutely. And today we're talking about something very real, very human, and very useful. Everyday English conversations. Not textbook English, not perfect English, just the kind of English people use when they wake up, go out, talk to others, make small talk, feel awkward sometimes, and still communicate. That's real English.
Yes. And let's be honest for a moment. Many English learners think conversations have to be long, smart, or impressive, but most daily conversations are actually short, simple, and sometimes a little messy. And that's okay. That's normal life.
Exactly. Think about the first conversation of the day. You wake up, maybe you see a family member, a roommate, or a colleague. You don't give a speech. You just say things like, "Good morning," "Did you sleep well?" or "I'm still tired." Simple but meaningful.
And those small moments are powerful. Let's imagine a very normal morning. You walk into the kitchen or the office. Someone says, "Morning." You don't need a big answer. You can say, "Morning," or "Hey, how's it going?" Or even just, "Good. You?" That's already a conversation.
And what's important is the feeling, not perfection. Even native speakers don't use perfect sentences all the time. They pause, they repeat, they change their mind. So if you ever feel like your English is slow, welcome to the club.
So true. Let's talk about small talk because small talk is everywhere. At work, at school, in shops, on the street. People talk about the weather, their day, their plans, not because it's deep, but because it's friendly.
Yes, like when someone says, "Nice weather today, huh?" You don't need a creative answer. You can say, "Yeah, it's really nice," or "Finally, some sunshine." Simple responses keep the conversation going.
And if you want to add just a little more, you can say something like, "Yeah, it makes me feel more relaxed," or "I like days like this." One extra sentence is enough.
Now, let's move to conversations at work or school. Very common situation. Someone asks, "How's your day going?" That question is not an exam. You don't need a long story unless you want to.
Exactly. You can say, "It's going well, a bit busy," or "honestly, a little stressful, but okay." Those answers sound natural and real.
And here's something important. It's okay to be honest in simple ways. You don't have to pretend everything is perfect. Saying, "I'm a bit tired today," is normal English. People say that all the time.
Yes. And when someone shares something with you, you don't need big advice. Sometimes just saying, "I see," "That makes sense," or "Yeah, I get that," is enough. Listening is part of conversation.
Let's talk about conversations in shops or cafes. These are great places to practice English because the conversations follow patterns. You walk in, you hear, "Hi, how can I help you?" You can say, "Hi, I'd like a coffee, please."
And if you don't understand something, it's completely okay to ask. You can say, "Sorry, can you repeat that?" Or "Can you say that again, please?" That's confident English, not weak English.
Yes, confidence is not about knowing every word. It's about continuing, even when you don't.
Now, let's imagine a casual conversation with a friend or a classmate. Maybe they say, "What did you do yesterday?" You don't need advanced grammar. You can say, "I stayed home," "I watched a movie," or I went out with friends.
And then you can ask back. That's how conversations stay alive. You can simply say, "What about you?" Or, "And you?"
Exactly. Conversations are like tennis. You don't hold the ball forever, you pass it back. Short questions, short answers, natural rhythm.
Let's also talk about awkward moments, because yes, they happen. Sometimes there's silence, and silence is not the enemy.
So true. Silence happens in every language. If there's a pause, you can smile, you can say, so, yeah, or anyway, and continue. Or you can let the silence be there. That's normal human interaction.
Another very everyday situation, phone conversations. Someone calls and says, "Hey, is now a good time?" You can say, "Yes, sure." Or, "Actually, can I call you back later?" Simple, polite, and real.
And notice how polite English doesn't have to be complicated. Adding please, thanks, or that sounds good already makes you sound natural and respectful.
Let's slow down for a moment. If you're listening right now, remember this. Everyday English is not about big words. It's about clear words.
Yes, and repetition is your friend. You'll hear the same phrases again and again in daily life, and that's good. That means you can reuse them without stress.
Think about how children learn language. They repeat simple phrases. They don't worry about mistakes. And that's exactly how adults should learn too.
So, today, as you go through your day, notice small conversations, a greeting, a short answer, a simple question. Those moments are real English practice.
And you don't need to force it. Just be present. Just respond. One sentence is enough. Two sentences are great. That's how confidence grows, naturally.
We're really glad you're here with us practicing through listening. Keep this feeling, keep this calm mindset. English is part of life, not a test.
And we'll keep talking, sharing, and building these real conversations together.
You know, something else that happens a lot in everyday conversations is misunderstanding, and that's completely normal. Sometimes you hear a word wrong or you don't catch the full sentence. That doesn't mean your English is bad, it means you're human.
Exactly. Even native speakers say, "Sorry, what?" Or, "Wait, what did you say?" all the time. So if you use those phrases, you're not interrupting, you're participating.
And there are polite, friendly ways to do it. You can say, sorry, I didn't catch that, or can you explain that a little more? Those sentences are very useful in daily life.
Let's imagine a conversation at work. A colleague says something quickly and you're not sure what they mean. Instead of staying silent, you can say, "Just to be clear, do you mean?" That shows confidence, not weakness.
Yes, silence can sometimes create more stress than speaking. And remember, most people are happy to explain again. They're not judging your English.
Now let's talk about expressing opinions in daily conversations. Many learners think opinions must be strong or complex, but everyday opinions are often soft and simple.
Like when someone asks, what do you think about this movie? You don't need a long review. You can say, I liked it, it was okay, or it wasn't really my thing.
And if you want to add one more sentence, you can say, "I liked the story," or "It was a bit too long for me." That's more than enough.
Another common situation is agreeing and disagreeing politely. In real life, people don't argue all the time. They soften their opinions.
Yes, instead of saying "you're wrong," people often say, "I see your point, but," or "I'm not sure I agree." Those phrases keep conversations friendly.
And agreeing can be very simple. You can say, exactly, that's true, or I feel the same way. These small phrases are powerful.
Let's move to daily conversations with strangers. These can feel scary, but they usually follow patterns, like talking to a delivery person, a receptionist, or someone asking for help.
For example, someone asks, do you know where the bus stop is? You don't need perfect directions. You can say, it's over there, or I think it's near the corner. Even, I'm not sure, sorry, is okay.
Yes, not knowing is also part of communication. Being honest is better than being silent.
Now, think about conversations with friends. Friends often use casual English, short sentences, sometimes incomplete sentences.
Like, coming later instead of are you coming later? That's very common spoken English.
Yes, and answering can be just as short. Yeah, probably, not sure yet, or I'll let you know. Real English is flexible.
Let's talk about emotions in everyday conversations. People often share how they feel without big explanations.
Someone might say, I'm exhausted, or I'm stressed today. You don't need a long reply. You can say, that sounds tough, or I hope it gets better. Simple empathy goes a long way.
And if you're the one sharing, it's okay to keep it short too. I'm just a bit tired today is very natural.
Now, here's something many learners struggle with ending conversations, knowing how to leave politely.
Yes, this is important. In everyday English, people don't disappear suddenly. They give a small signal.
You can say, anyway, I should get going, or I have to get back to work. These phrases prepare the other person.
And the response is usually friendly. No problem. Talk later. Or have a good one. Short and warm.
Another daily conversation happens online messages, chats, comments. Written English can be even more relaxed.
Yes, people use short replies like sounds good, got it, or thanks. You don't need full sentences all the time.
But tone still matters. Adding please or thanks makes messages feel polite and friendly.
Let's slow down again for a moment. If you feel pressure to speak perfectly, take a breath. Everyday English is about connection, not performance.
Exactly. And mistakes don't stop conversations. Fear does. When you allow yourself to speak imperfectly, conversations flow.
One useful habit is to listen for phrases, not words. Notice how people start conversations, respond, and finish them.
Yes, and you can reuse those phrases again and again. That's how fluency builds, through repetition in real situations.
Let's imagine another very normal situation. Someone says, "What are you up to this weekend?" You don't need big plans.
You can say, not much, just relaxing, or probably staying home. All of those are natural answers.
And you can ask back, "How about you?" That's enough to keep things going.
Now, think about how often conversations are actually about listening, not speaking. When you show interest, people feel comfortable.
Yes, saying really or "oh wow" shows you're engaged, even if you don't say much.
These small reactions are very important in spoken English. They make conversations feel alive.
As you continue listening today, remember, you don't need to speak a lot to speak well. You just need to speak honestly.
And everyday English is already in your life. You just need to notice it, use it, and enjoy it.
We're right here with you, practicing step by step.
Something I really love about everyday conversations is how imperfect they are. People pause, change their mind, laugh at themselves. And that's actually what makes English feel alive.
Yeah, real conversations are messy in a good way. You might start a sentence and finish it differently, or forget a word and replace it with another. That's normal.
And when that happens, you don't need to stop. You can say, how can I say this? Or what's the word? People understand immediately.
Those phrases are powerful because they keep the conversation moving instead of stopping it. You're still communicating.
Let's talk about small talk again because it's everywhere. Talking about the weather, food, traffic, or daily routines might seem boring, but it builds comfort.
Exactly. Saying it's really cold today or traffic was crazy this morning is not about information, it's about connection.
And the response doesn't need to be smart. Yeah, it really is. Or tell me about it. Those sound polite and natural.
Another common daily situation is asking for help. Many learners worry about sounding rude.
But English has very gentle ways to ask. Could you help me with this? Or do you mind if I ask you something? Those sound polite and natural.
And when someone helps you, a simple thanks, I appreciate it, is enough. You don't need long speeches.
Now let's talk about confidence again, but in a realistic way. Confidence doesn't mean speaking fast or using difficult words.
Confidence often sounds calm. It sounds like taking your time.
Yes. Speaking slowly is not a weakness. It gives your words space.
And people listen more when you speak calmly. Even native speakers slow down when something matters.
Another everyday conversation skill is changing topics. This can feel difficult, but it doesn't have to be dramatic.
You can say, by the way, or that reminds me. These phrases gently move the conversation.
And if you want to go back to something, you can say, going back to what you said earlier. Very natural.
Let's think about conversations when you're tired, after work, after school, at the end of the day.
Those conversations are usually short, and that's okay. You can say, I'm pretty tired today, and people understand.
You don't owe anyone energy you don't have. English allows softness.
I also want to talk about humor. You don't need jokes. Sometimes humor is just honesty.
Like saying, my English brain is sleeping today.
Exactly. That kind of humor relaxes everyone.
Everyday English is not about impressing people. It's about being understood and understanding others.
And the more you accept small mistakes, the more fluent you become. Fluency grows when fear disappears.
One thing learners forget is that listening itself is part of speaking. When you listen well, your responses improve naturally.
Yes, and listening doesn't mean understanding every word, it means understanding the feeling.
Sometimes you catch the idea, not the sentence, and that's enough.
Daily conversations are full of repetition. People repeat stories, opinions, habits. This helps learning.
So, if you hear the same phrase again and again, that's good. Your brain is collecting patterns.
And one day, you'll use those patterns without thinking.
Let's imagine you're meeting someone new. The conversation is simple.
What do you do? Where are you from? How long have you been here?
Short questions, short answers, no pressure.
And if you don't understand, you can smile and ask again. Communication is human, not perfect.
As this conversation flows, remember you're already learning just by listening.
Yes, your ears are training, your confidence is growing, even quietly.
Everyday English lives in small moments, a greeting, a reply, a reaction.
And those moments add up, day by day, conversation by conversation.
You don't need to change who you are to speak English well.
You just need to bring yourself into the language.
And we're glad you're here practicing with us.
Keep listening, keep speaking when you can, and be kind to yourself as you learn.
That kindness is part of fluency too.